Hey guys, what's going on, man? It's your boy Sith Lord Zeke, aka H Town Zeke, man, and we back with a box review for Structure Deck EX DDD Apocalypse. And this box is it's kind of a letdown. I'm not gonna lie, um, but I guess it's good for. I mean, it's definitely good for players that's just coming back into the game that actually need three swirl slimes. So I guess you could, I guess, it's important for them, but for people who already have Swirl Slime, you'll probably just go into the box one time for the DDD Wave King Caesar, and you'll go in the box for the DDD Chaos King Apocalypse, of course. This card is a way to pretty much defend yourself. Um, but for new players, you definitely want to go in three times for this Swirl Slime. I think it's a good. I think it's good for like players this. I, honestly, what Konami is trying to do is they're trying to just make it affordable for new players that's coming in the game. You know, they always want to satisfy that new player base that's coming into the game. So for those players, this is like perfect. You know, it's really good. And then we have Declan. He's coming out. He has a pretty good skill where you could take the Armageddon and put it into the extra deck or any Exceeds monster. I mean, not Exceeds. I'm sorry, Pendulum monster, and throw it into the extra deck. And then I believe you play two scales or something like that, or you add them to the hand. Let me see. Let's go to his skill. Let me see and read what it says. Okay. So, skill command of the Doom King. At the start of the duel, add pendulum zones to your field. You can use the skill once per duel. Choose one DDD Doom King Armageddon from your hand. Okay, so no, I take it back. This is actually kind of tough for like new players that's coming in the game because you won't get to play this skill. I'm sorry, you will not get to play this skill unless you spend you use your sales, the like 99-cent sale for the ultra rare secret rares and stuff like that. Not ultra rare, but for the secret rare and the guaranteed and get the have a chance to at least get the Doom King Armageddon because you at least need to play a minimum of one of this card. I forgot about that. And so it reads from the hand, choose one DDD Doom Kaiser Armageddon from the hand and add it to your extra deck. After that, choose from your field or deck up to one DD Pendulum monster and put them in the Pendulum Zone. Their effects are negated. At the start of your next turn, return to the deck all the cards you have in the Pendulum Zone. This skill can be used only if you start the duel with a deck containing one or more DDD King, Doom King, Armageddon, as well as six or more DDD Pendulum monsters. Extra deck doesn't count. Okay, so yeah, so basically you can summon Kepler, and Kepler will search out your searcher spell, continuous spell, and then you can activate Kepler, and then I mean you can activate the contract, and then the contract will search you out a slime, and then you can just combo off from there, and then this skill will allow you to take your servant from the field, and let me see, what does it say? Oh, yeah, and add it to your. Today you have to choose one DDD pendulum monster and put them in the pendulum zone. Field or deck up to one. Okay, so you can choose from the field or the deck. Yeah, so you can take your Kepler and put it in the pendulum zone. Um, but the only thing about Kepler is that he pretty much takes up your normal summon. He keeps the deck consistent, but he takes up he makes the deck stay consistent, but he takes up the normal summon. Um, so for those who are used to the Night Howl play, turn one, you won't get to play that play uh, if you're running Kepler and you have to search with Kepler. So yeah, so yeah, uh, you definitely want to want to get your hands on one of those monsters, or you could play these guys. I mean, you could. I don't know how you get them on the field. They're level fives. They're not that good. One, I believe, increases the attack by paying 500 life points, and one reduces your opponent attack um, by paying 500 life points. And it's not a quick effect, so it's once per turn. So, and that's the bad part about these cards. One is a scale 8 and one is a scale 6. So I mean they're just not that good all around. But yeah, for those who are just beginning and want to come in and pick this deck up, uh, the cards that you're particularly looking for are the three swirl slimes. You might want to play a Pendragon, and I'm not really sure. You definitely want these dark contracts with the gate. So this is your searcher of the deck. You definitely want to play three of this card. So you want to play three of that, and there's one more card that actually um, fusion summons your monsters from hand or graveyard, hand, field, or graveyard. So if it's in the graveyard, then it banishes. If it's on the field, then it sends it to the graveyard. If it's in the hand, then it sends it to the graveyard. So you can do either combination um, of that, but it definitely doesn't come in this box. So let's go here, search D, 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 and it comes. It's the Swamp King spell card. Let's see. Um, so let's go back. All right, here it is right here. Dark Contract with the Swamp King. And so basically it reads during your main phase, you can fusion summon one fiend type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. You can only use the effect of Dark Contract with the Swamp King once per turn. If summoning a DD fusion monster this way, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as fusion materials. Okay, so once per turn during your standby phase, you take 1,000 life points. So yeah, an alternative for this card that they're giving you in the structure is this card right here. So Forbidden Dark Contract with the Swamp King, and basically this card reads once per turn you can special summon one DDD monster from your hand in defense position, uh, but its effects are negated. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one fusion type fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials, including a monster special summoned by this effect with the above effects. Once per turn, during your standby phase, take 2,000 life points. So you actually take 2,000 with this card. And yeah, I mean it's just a good alternative for the Swamp King uh, super rare card. Uh, and you at least get a dark contract with the witch. So I mean this card is pretty good. Um, but yeah, and you don't get the High King Alexander. So that's another thing. You don't get the High King Alexander. Um, and you definitely kind of want to get him. And what he does is he doubles his attack to 6,000 if you control um, all DDD monsters or DD monsters. And let me see, I think it's Fusion Summon. No, it's a special summon. If you control, if three or more DDD monsters are on the field, this card gains 3,000 attack. Okay, so yeah, three DDD. So you could have two. You can have this guy. You can have a fusion summon monster that's DDD, and then you can have Pendragon. Pendragon is also a DDD monster, and this guy attack goes to from 3,000 to 6,000. Um, and he also special summons um, while you control him. So if you was to summon a DD monster, he would special summon a DD monster from the graveyard, I believe. Uh, and then you know kind of make your plays from there with him. Uh, but yeah, so you definitely want him, and then you can get him out of the Truth Universe box. So He's basically your OTK, uh, one turn kill, win condition. Uh, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. How do I feel about this box? I feel like Konami is definitely trying to, you know, introduce the new players to something for, well, not fresh. For them, it'll be fresh. It'll be something that they can afford. And that's just the whole goal, is to like really just suck the new players in, and get you guys playing, and get you guys a good, not necessarily a good deck, but a decent deck, because we don't know how good Declan will be once he comes out with his skill. And in order to play that skill, you at least need one Doom King Armageddon. So you're definitely gonna have to, after you spend at least probably about $10 on this, or $12 on this, you'll definitely have to go into the box and spend maybe like 10 more bucks, to spend some money on your specials, your deals, and try to at least luck up on getting a Armageddon, Doom King Armageddon. So at least one. And then on top of that, you still have to play at least 6 or 7, I believe, pendulums, scales. So I mean, if you can't get the Keplers and the, let me see, I think it's Laila. I can't remember his name. Uh, where is it? This guy right here, Savant Galele. Okay, so Galele is the guy that you want to have in unison with this guy right here. So you kind of want these two, and then you want the DDD Doom King Armageddon. So I'm assuming that this card, DDD Savant Galele, is a level up reward, along with the DDD Supreme King Kaiser as well. Okay, so I mean, we could definitely go over these cards. So um, DDD Doom King Armageddon. Once per turn, you can target one DD monster you control. It gains 800 attack until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. Okay, so once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed. Okay, so that's its pendulum effect. I'm sorry. So its monster effect on field is once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of those monsters. This card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of this turn. This card cannot attack your opponent directly during the turn this effect is activated. Cannot be destroyed by spell/trap effects that does not target. So your opponent cannot destroy this card with Lightning Vortex. Your opponent cannot destroy this card with Ultimate Providence. Your opponent cannot destroy this card with anything that just doesn't target it but would destroy it. So I mean, it's a pretty good card. How do I feel about it being an ultra rare? I feel like this being a level 8 ultra rare card means that maybe they may give us Kali Yuga, or they're preparing us basically for, I mean, Kali Yuga with this, because I mean, it's a level 8, and then Kali Yuga is a rank 8, and this card is the only card that I can see really just going into Kali Yuga. So maybe they'll give us Kali Yuga, but maybe not, because Kali Yuga is an insane powerful card. And basically what Kali Yuga does is, when he summons to the field, he negates all cards on the field, and your opponent cannot activate cards on the field. And he has another crazy insane effect that he could, during either player's turn, target I believe a contract card, or yeah, contract card. You can set it on the field, and then I believe you can activate it that turn, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's really crazy, and I think he has another effect as well. So I mean, that card is just insane. But I mean, it's just like, I just can't put my mind around why would they make this an ultra rare card. Um, I mean, yeah, of course it can't be destroyed by Ultimate Providence, and it can't be destroyed by Lightning Vortex. But I mean, your opponent can surely karma cut this card. I mean, you can flip it face down with basic Book of Moon and just pretty much pop it. I mean, so it has kinks in the armor. But it is a 3000 B stick, and it does gain a lot of attack. And there is a crazy combo that you could do with this card with I believe Kepler, and let me see, what is this? a 10 and a 4. Yeah, you can do Kepler and DDD King Armageddon and DDD Supreme King Kaiser. All three of these cards have like a crazy effect to where it basically just ends on Kaiser being a 36 attack uh, that negates all cards on the field. I believe this card is Pendulum Summon. All face-up cards your opponent control have their effects negated until the end of this turn. Once per turn during your main phase, if this card was Pendulum Summon this turn, you can target two cards. Yeah, okay, so it targets two cards and then it destroys them in your spell and trap zone. Destroy them, and if you do, for each destroyed card, this card gains one additional attack. Okay, and then so he basically gains two attacks. He boosts himself. I mean, he doesn't boost himself, but he negates all cards face up on the field, and then he gains 800 from Doom King Armageddon as well. Well, that's what actually pushes him to 36. And let me see. Yeah, so I mean, he's pretty much a beat stick that can attack 3 times. I mean, it's an OTK play if you plan on playing this card, which you kind of can play this card because it's a level 7, so uh, you can use it to synchro summon into your High King Alexander as well. So yeah, so you all know what Kepler does. This guy's the starter. You summon him, and he searches your contract cards, or I believe he searches your DDD monsters. Um, all right, so you cannot pendulum summon monsters except DDD monsters. This effect cannot be negated once per turn during your standby phase. Reduce this card. Okay, so he has the ability that um, he reduces his level by 2, minimum 1 of 1. And then his on-field monster effect is target one other DDD card you control, return it to the hand. That's when his card is summoned. Uh, when he's normal or special summoned. And then you can add one Dark Contract card from your deck to your hand. All right, so that's his other effect. And then what Savant Galele do is he targets any contract card on the field and he adds it back to the hand. Um, so during either player's turn, he can activate that effect. You can discard this card, then target one DD or a dark contract card you control, return it to the hand. So this would be useful. Your opponent you can have contract cards on the field, right? Or you have like one or two on the field, and let's say your opponent attacking to you, and he gets cocky or whatever like that. And he feels that you only have 2,000 life points, but you have 2,000 contracts. I mean, you have two contracts on the field. He might just end his turn because he might want to get a laugh in and say, ha ha ha, you die by your own effect, right? So your opponent ends his turn. You got life points left, 2,000 life points left, and you have two contracts on the field. Um, when you draw your card, you can activate Savant Galele's effect, and it'll add the card back to your hand, but you'll take the 1,000 from the other contract as well. So you can, I mean, you know, your opponent pretty much tricked itself into falling for that. So I mean, it will happen sometime. You'd be surprised. It will happen sometime because I've done it plenty of time where I just ended my turn, and then you know those contracts go off, and then the opponent just pretty much dies from it. So you can expect that people will still do that, you know, um, because they'll just, you know, they'll just get comfortable in their mind thinking that you don't really have anything. So, you know, you just pretty much die from it. But then you activate this card, and you know, you add the contract back to your hand. But so yeah, and I believe this could probably also save your contracts from being destroyed by MST. If I'm not mistaken, they could target it, and then you could activate this card, and then I'm pretty sure you could just before it resolves, you know, add that card back to your hand. I'm not sure if that will work like that, but I believe it can work like that. So yeah, and then we pretty much went over what this guy does. Supreme King Kaiser negates all cards, and then we have the DDD Human Resources. Okay, so this card is it's really slow, but I mean it could give you I believe it adds DD cards from your deck to your hand. Shuffle 3 cards into the deck. Any combination of DD monsters in your hand, field, or graveyard, and or DD cards in your pendulum zone. Then you can add two DD monsters from your deck to your hand. Okay, so what I like about this card is that it allows you to reset your Pendulum Zone along with Savant Galele. So you could get Galele back with this, and then Galele could actually um, kind of grab your card from some, from another spot on the field as well. So yeah, and then this kind of keeps you from decking out as well. So I don't know, maybe this is a one of. This I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, and we have performer power cards here. All right. So yeah, you guys, this is pretty much my review on the box. Yeah, I just want to come in and do like a quick review on it. This is probably like a 15, 20-minute video. But yeah, you guys, this is my thoughts on the box. How do I feel? I think it's like I said, I think it's okay for beginners that's coming into the game. Um, but they do have to spend money on the actual box to get a Armageddon in order to even play the skill, and then they have to play, a sufficient amount of pendulums as well. So, yeah, you guys, this is pretty much it. This is your boy Sith Lord Zeke, aka H Town Zeke, man, and I'll see you guys on the release of the box. I'll try to make a free-to-play deck version of this because I'm kind of free to play right now. Um, but yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one, man. It's your boy Sith Lord Zeke, and I'm out, man. Peace.